Hi, this is Ken Axe from RazorClamming.com, and today we had a great day at clamming. And now I want to walk through how to clean a single clam. In other videos on the website, you'll find how to set up a staging area to clean 300 clams at a time. But we just want to walk through how to clean a single clam. After all, most of us get 15 clams as a limit, and we do 15 at a time. So first, let's get a close-up and take a look at a before and after clam. So here we see on the left a beautiful razor clam. By the way, this is a nice size razor clam. 5 years old. Count the lines on it. Got a 5-year-old clam. And here we have a final clean clam. That's the way we want it to look at the end. Basically what we want is we want all the pieces attached. Some people will tell you to clean it to detach the digger, but I've never been to an expensive restaurant and seen a digger detached. The way you do it is you leave them all attached, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. That's a beautiful clam. So now, first step we're going to look at is how to deshell the clam. So we're going to walk over to a pot of boiling water I have here on the stove. I'm going to show you how to do that. So when I was a young man around 10 years old, I used to watch Grandma clean the clams, and she always used a knife to separate the shell from the clam's flesh. And then I was taught a little trick. Basically, the simple way to do it is take your clam, drop it into boiling water. But there's a trick, because we don't want to cook the clam, we just want it to remove its shell. So you got to be careful, you got to give it just a few seconds, maybe 15, 20 seconds, and then quickly put it into ice cold water to stop it from cooking. We'll let that clam get cold, and then we're ready for the next step, which is basically cutting the clam and getting it ready for cleaning. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the cutting process. First, I'm going to get my clam out of the nice ice cold water. Got a beautiful clam there. The first step, this is the clam neck, and I'm going to go ahead from the siphon or neck, and I'm going to cut off the tip, just like so. In here you'll see two different holes. One's for eating, taking food in. They eat plankton off the ocean floor. And the other is for elimination. We're going to take the first siphon hole and we're going to come up like so. And we're going to cut right up between the two lips here, being careful not to cut into other areas of the clam. Then the second siphon hole, we're going to go ahead and cut up the middle of that, and you can see now how that opens really nice. These two guys right here, these are the gills of the clam. Some people eat the gills, but we don't, and most restaurants are not going to leave the gills on. So we're going to go ahead and cut those gills off. I'm going to take the digger, move it over to the side here, get the second gill here onto the scissor, go ahead and eliminate that gill. You might look at cutting a little of the gill off here. That's a pretty nice looking cutting job so far. Notice this membrane is all intact. Got to be careful not to cut that membrane. This is the digger. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut right through the digger here. Carefully to the end. We're going to take this cut a little bit deeper, and now we're going to open that center up a little bit. Now you'll notice here, this is, when you see this, this is normal. Most of the clams have something like this in them. It looks like a little organism, but really what this is part of the clam. It helps the clam with its digestive system, and it's very normal, so don't be concerned when you see that. So we're going to go ahead and open up that digger a little bit. Then we're going to turn the clam over, and the last part is cutting out the stomach. So we're going to take this, and when we cut the stomach, we have to be careful. If you take too wide a cut, you'll separate some of the clam pieces, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to be careful how we cut this. That's a nice cut on that clam. And then that's going to come off just like so. Now we have a nicely cut clam ready for cleaning. Okay, so now we're going to take the clam and we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of clean out this digger area. I want to get all the stomach out of that bigger area, but you don't want to take out the flesh. This is actually the best eating of the clam, this area in here. You don't want to take that out. But anything really brown, looks like guts or excrement, we want to make sure that we get that out of the clam. We can pinch it a little bit here, draw that up a little bit, get that out, and then if we notice that, well, it's not coming exactly right, we might actually take our scissor, cut it a little bit more, open up a couple areas, being careful not to open it so far that we separate different pieces of the clam, but we definitely want to clean out anything that's brown or looks like stomach out of the clam. Okay, there we have a nicely clean clam, all intact, all one piece, as you can see, and boy, that's going to be excellent to flour and fry. Simple as that. So I'm Ken Axe from RazorClamming.com.